Hello and welcome to my review of the Coen brothers' new film, True Grit, starring Jeff Bridges, Matt Damon, Josh Brolin, and Haley Steinfeld. True Grit's plot is very simple. It centers on a beyond her years 14-year-old girl, Maddie Ross, played by Haley Steinfeld, as she goes out to avenge her father's death with the help of Marshal Rooster Cogburn and Texas Ranger The Beef, played by Jeff Bridges and Matt Damon, respectively. And that's it. A tad thin, isn't it? Now, critics have just been praising this film up and down, left and right. This is the greatest movie ever to hit the entire world. It's amazing. The Coen brothers are gods of cinema. But does it live up to that hype? Not quite. While True Grit is a good film, it suffers from a lot of the problems that the book also suffered from, which mainly include major pacing issues, but it's very well made. The performances are easily the best thing about the movie. Jeff Bridges, he plays this disgruntled, old, fat Marshal, and he plays him perfectly. You get both sides of this hard-edged guy who's been in the thick of things for longer than you can imagine. And also, he has a tad bit of a soft side, and he plays it very believably. He goes a tad into caricature territory with the voice and the rubber, and just the way he talks and everything. But it's a very entertaining character, a very funny character, for the most part, a very heartfelt character. Matt Damon provides some nice, he's the most neutral character in the film, but he does a really good job because his character's like this whiny Texas Ranger, and he plays that really well. But the real star here is Haley Steinfeld. I've never seen her before. She's a new actress. And let me tell you something. This girl's got some talent. She portrays the character from the book just fantastically. This overwhelmingly smart, overwhelmingly savvy girl who can outwit most adults. I got the same feeling I did while reading the book, which was I loved how smart she was, but sometimes I just wanted to punch her in the face. Also, the Coen brothers did a really good job adapting the book. It's very faithful. They shoot it really well. They work well with actors. Everything is very well adapted. Unfortunately for them, I wasn't really a fan of what they were adapting in the first place. Now, when I say these criticisms, I'm saying this of both the book and the movie. The characters, while well portrayed, are extreme caricatures, and because of that, it's hard to really care about them when they're in these perilous situations. Sure, you find them funny and they're somewhat entertaining, but I just never cared. I was never emotionally invested in it. It just felt like it was a few people riding around the desert for 2 hours, figuring out something to do. And that's the other thing. The pacing is really off. Because that's how it was in the book. In the book, there's a lot of nothing happening, and the same thing in the movie. I have no problem with a slow, deliberately paced film. It feels like this thing is just meandering on forever, when we could actually have had a bigger role for Josh Brolin as Tom Cheney and the extra gang, and it could have been this whole chase movie, when instead it was more of a manhunt movie. And maybe some people like that. I actually felt like it could have used a dramatic changing. And if you're going to have a slow-paced manhunt movie, then really make these characters just great. And in this film, they just didn't work. Like I keep saying, they're just well-acted caricatures. And a lot of the character arcs feel sort of forced. But overall, I did not hate this movie. It's a well-acted, well-made film that suffers only because of the shortcomings of its source material. I'd recommend seeing this movie at least once, but it definitely has some pacing problems. You will be bored, and it's not this great Oscar contender that everyone says it is. I'd give this movie 2.5 stars out of 4. I want to give it 3, but it's just, I'm just not connected enough to it on any standard. If you want to make it just on a filmmaking perspective, it's a 3. But by the overall feeling of the movie, and after seeing it a second time, definitely goes down to just a 2.5. And if you enjoyed this review, subscribe to my channel, because there'll be plenty more videos coming up.